These puzzles today really seem to love putting the jar spot at the bottom of the pit. Alright. I've got one more puzzle that I looked at yesterday, or 2 days ago. Low tide. We have the key at the bottom of the pit this time. It's not a jar. We have Aqua Mortra, or Mortis? Aqua Mortis? That might be right, I might be wrong. Mortra. Mortra? Aqua Mortra or is it Mortis? I think it sounds like Mortra. I have no idea. I'm amazed I even remembered the name the first time. So I know that putting the oobleck inside the acid means I can pick up other items. I don't know if that's useful for solving this puzzle, but it's something I learned yesterday. Yeah, and for this one, what I did was I made pocket spaces. Yeah. And now I've got a null zone thing. Make a second one. Two null spaces. I can now put this chest inside of a null space. If I deem that something I need to do. Okay. I have a null space and a dry space now. I guess I'll make a second one of those. Let's just make a whole bunch of jars that do different things. Okay. Okay, these are null space jars. These are spaces that lead to the chest room that have null space access. So it's possible now for me to get this chest inside of itself. Which is a great way to break stuff. And I've already done the breaking of this. The fun of trying to manage so many jars. You wish you could just make little numbers on them, don't you? It's okay. You can just put them in piles. So the big job of this puzzle is to figure out if we can get an oobleck to basically. I think this puzzle really wants us to get 2 ooblecks. Because there's no way to put that key in something and then get it out of wherever that key is, because the initial entry point is going to be where the key is. It would need to be enchanted for that to work. So this puzzle just must resolve around getting 2 Ooblecs. Okay, so what do I do to get an Oobleck? This is something I've solved, I just have to remember how to do it again. That's right, you use a chest, a wet chest. Which of course only means you've ruined your enchanted chest, of course. That gets me 1 Oobleck. I need 2 Ooblecks. What if I just make a jar that's an Oobleck? Give away, please. Okay. Be gone, bot. Exactly. You know, I let them stick around if they had anything interesting to say, but they never do. So I can get 1 Oobleck from flooding a chest, which means I've lost the chest. That basically means there's only ever going to be... And I can only keep access to 1 jar that's wet. Unless I put it... But the main space cannot be flooded. There's no water in here. Yeah, there's no water in here. There'll never be water in here. Aqua Mortis. I think it is Aqua Mortis. So I either leave whatever it is I entered. Well, it'd be. I can either. I can't put the Oobleck somewhere else where it's going to be safe. I can leave with an Oobleck or can leave with the original chest. No longer enchanted, of course. I don't think the chest is very useful other than for just producing an Oobleck once it's disenchanted. So like the whole space is to get me an Oobleck without ever putting the chest in water. That's gotta be the solution here. Get an Oobleck without ever putting it in water. Or preserve an Oobleck in water. If I get a room, let's say I get a jar that has an Oobleck in it. There's no point though, because like having 2 Ooblecks in the same space doesn't help in any way, shape. I can only leave that space with 1 Oobleck. So let's think about it this way. I would need to create a jar that has access to an oobleck out here, where I can just hop in the jar, grab the oobleck. Can I rig that? I would need 2 of them. Which kind of means the chest would need to stay enchanted. So that, because I have to, that is, I go into a space with the chest. You still can't get over how silly the name Oobleck is. In the code it's called generic, but the name was just too generic to call it that. So they call it Oobleck. There's got to be a reason behind the name. They can't just say like that's the first thing that came off the top of their head that they call it an Oobleck. There's got to be some type of joke for why it's called that. Things just don't get named to that without there being a joke. So a space where you can just grab it already without turning the chest disenchanted. I'm trying to think here. Again, my assessment from the last session is there's no point in trying to determine a way to get the key out. There is no way out. Because if for the key to go in something, the entrance is where the exit's going to be for where I pull the key out of, because it's not enchanted. I can't put it in another dimension and not have the jar, chest, whatever I pull out of, whatever I jumped into, not also be stuck down there. That would imply I need to create an object that I can pull out without ruining the chest. Okay, I've got 2 null spaces. I've got 2 water key, let's just call them key rooms. I don't know. I don't know what to call them actually. Let's just say 2 jar rooms with a null space jar in them. I've got 2 jars with nothing in them, except the oobleck being unchanged. Because yeah, the other rooms don't even have ooblecks in them anymore. Why not? This is all I can create without destroying the chest. Now, I can create a jar of it being flooded, but that's not very useful. Because my options to pull out are an oobleck, an unenchanted chest, I guess an old jar, which, you know, I can make with the enchanted chest. That's useless. What? I can put a key into a jar and turn it into an oobleck. So instead of a key in this room, we have an oobleck. I can also, I can turn a chest into a key. That's my understanding, right? Currently, I can turn a chest into a key. So I can have an oobleck down there and a key up here. Of course, then... what the heck do I do with an oobleck down there? An item that turned regular objects into oobleck. Well, in that case, it's certainly a jar. A jar, or just a jar with nothing in it. One of these can turn that key into an oobleck. That's exactly the answer to your statement. An item that it's a jar. It's a jar with nothing in it. I suppose it could also have something in it, but it just... actually, no, it can't have something in it, because taking something into the chest will turn the oobleck into not an oobleck. Unless it's in the water already. Which I have not discovered a use for. Still trying to come up with how that would be useful. Because at the end of the day, you could, if you enter like a jar that has the oobleck already moved into the water, all you can do is just come out with an oobleck. It's not like you can magically come out with two ooblecks. Can I then get a second chest? I mean, yes, I can, maybe, yes, because it's an oobleck. So I can have two chests. A liquid that untransforms ooblecks. No. Too bad this game uses a custom engine. I can't figure out how to mod it. That would be something. Although at the end of the day, like, the game's mechanics are all simple. At that point, though, like, you are just recreating the game, and then at that point you're just copying the game. Of course, it is a mod at that point. That's kind of the point of a mod. Alter a game already made. But again, yeah, you're making it from scratch. It's a lot of work. If I had a second chest, I could make more jars. But again, all the stuff is stuck down there. And at the very least would mean I have access to the room But then, of course, I don't have a key anymore, you know? This whole thing is... Well, no, I can turn a chest into a key, but that means I don't have the chest to turn the oobleck into a chest anymore. That's what it means. I think. Because I can destroy the chest. Think about it this way. If I had an oobleck, if I could turn a jar into an oobleck, which is what I can do, except it's only down there, this whole thing would be solved, right? I just copy the chest, have 2 chests. Does that even work? If I copy the chest? No, if I had... That means, in order to copy the chest, that means I have an oobleck, which means I can just copy the key, which means I can just turn the enchanted chest back into another oobleck to get another... Yeah, that doesn't work. Maybe that is the solution, but I haven't figured out how to do that with just with the objects I have at hand currently. You could call it Recursed fan game. I'd still go nuts over it. It'd still be a heavily modded Recursed game, which Recursed is so much fun already. Being able to make custom stuff in it would just be crazier. And that's essentially what like the first 2 DLCs are, right? They're essentially making new items for the Recursed to use or utilize. You've seen fan games of other puzzle games before, as long as you don't steal the actual assets. Yeah. It could then be a fan game. What's my current thought right now? I think my current thought right now is if I need to not destroy the chest, that essentially means it can't be unenchanted at any point. Oh! A thought. I've had a crazy thought. I can make a room that's flooded with water without destroying the enchanted chest. I have to use the door. It would mean unlocking that door, putting the enchanted chest in it, and then somehow magically having jars of flooded rooms. And then I could enter those jars, and then the chest wouldn't be in it to get destroyed. But where did those jars come from? Other than yeah, I cannot make a flooded jar without destroying the chest. That is true. That is truth. If I could get infinite ooblecks. There is no such thing. Well, if I have a float... Actually, it is. If I have a chest underwater, I have infinite ooblecks. I can pull it out into this room again. I can only take one oobleck out. Even if I make a jar with 2 ooblecks in it, it's no good. What on earth is this puzzle even looking for? That's the... It's like, what I feel like once I figure out what this puzzle is even looking for me to do, I can think about how to solve that puzzle. But right now... Is there a way to get an oobleck without flooding the chest? There is if you use a key. Oh, you know what? I've sort of forgotten a thing. When I use a key to if I use a key in a jar, I don't get an oobleck. I get a key. I kind of been forgetting that fact. Not the most helpful thing, is it? I've already given you another cheese idea. My gosh. The questions Recursed makes you ask. Where do I store my stuff? In a literal container chest or in a door? It is at least an idea. But the problem is I can't unlock... If I unlock that door, I will have a key. Wait, yes, that's the thing that threw me off because I was thinking, but then there's no more keys to copy. It is now a key. Okay. So let's say I have this unflooded room with a key and the enchanted chest in it. I could then take that key and do what with it? Make a jar. No, it doesn't matter. Let's see. So I have... Would it be just the actual enchanted chest? I jump inside... Wait, I jump in the actual... Oh, okay. So... I jump inside the enchanted chest. With the key. I unlock the door. And then I make a jar. Okay, I make... keep going. I make the jar. I now do finagling to move the enchanted chest back up top with using the null space. I think that's not too hard to accomplish, right? Yeah, that's not too hard. That's easy. It doesn't sound easy, but it is in fact easy. Well, more like Alex Dinner found the cheese and I borrowed it. Alright, yeah, hang on, I didn't read the first one. The problem is I already found cheese for this one, so I don't know how lucky the new cheese would beat that one. Or you really borrowed it from someone else. Okay. Alright, so again, still brainstorming. So now we have a jar that just has the door open. That was the only goal of that jar. It's sitting down below. That doesn't mean much. I now do more finagling to put the chest inside of itself using more null space magic. I've done that already. I now go back to the main room. I hop inside that jar I made. I move the enchanted chest into the doorway. I can leave with the key that's there, so that I still have access to a key. I now have a key back down below. And then it kind of ends, doesn't it? Doesn't it just end? I have the chest in the door frame, but I can't make a jar of that anymore. That was a jar. The chest is kind of destroyed. This whole idea is going nowhere, isn't it? Yeah, this runs back to the fact that I cannot create a flooded jar or flood the chest without the chest being in water, which means it's not in the door frame. well, more like Alex Diener found the cheese and I burned it. So it's mine. So it's mine. My idea now. Alright. I think I've tossed out putting the chest inside the door frame and then having flooded rooms without destroying the chest, because I don't have flooded rooms unless I destroy the chest in the first place. Okay, hooray, that's tossed out. Okay, back to more soul searching. You probably tested all of these ideas before and forgot you tested them. You can reuse the same flooded space as many times as you want. It won't destroy the enchanted chest. What enchanted chest? Exactly. Alright. All that work to move an enchanted chest behind a door. It'd be a great way to break the level, but I've already broken the level, so that's not an issue. It does not preserve the chest, however. I've already long forgotten what each of these jars are. I'll have to start this thing over. I know I have 2 null space jars, 2 jars with a null space jar in it. Then I have 2 jars, or maybe 1 jar, I don't know. Did I make 2 of them? Either way, jars with just the oobleck in them. I feel like somehow the first step always turns into this. The first step always just turns into destroy the chest by flooding the room. Can... Is there some way to do some jar magic to make something without using the chest? Arrgh. Even coming up with a solution for how this would be solved without knowing how to do it is not going well. I mean, at the end of the day, you start with a key where you can't access the door in an enchanted chest. Like in that kind of, I don't know, dream space that I'm coming up with. Turning both of those into keys that can access doors is the kind of solution. You can use jars you can make jars using the chest, which is how you move stuff around, but you can't magically pull stuff out of the jar to create something that wasn't there originally. Or something, right? You have two objects, and then you just make more objects. If you enter a chest and then it becomes unenchanted by the time you're done with it, but it's back in there, you then you make a jar and never start. I'm just trying to come up with what you would pull an object. This is very much just a thinking stream. Trying to just piece together how you would. I also have to like not break anything while coming up with all these crazy ideas. You jump inside a chest, but somehow bring something that lets you solve it? I mean, you bring a key, which means you already have the thing. Okay, let's... Can I... Oh, the answer is yes. You can't... I could get... to bring an enchanted chest to the Oobleck. So like let's say I get the enchanted chest to the oobleck. I jump inside the chest. I now have an oobleck sitting next to an enchanted chest. I now take I take the oobleck into the enchanted chest. I come out, I pick up the chest, I leave the enchanted chest where it is. I take the oobleck. I now have an unenchanted chest. I then is there some way to put the enchanted chest back in the null space and then flood the chest I created? I definitely have to figure out a way to put that enchanted chest away without losing the chest that I just got. I have the lovely idea of storing an enchanted chest that's flooded behind a thing. Except, hang on, I have a chest now. I have a chest that could do the flooding part. So I set up a jar that has access to the enchanted chest and the key. So that jar, I walk into the jar with I'm going back to the door thing. So I have a jar of an open door room. The chest is there, the key is there. I move the chest behind the door. I then move. I take the key back out with me, so that it's now gone from a jar with a key in it to back to just being a key again. So now there's still a key. Can I do that without losing access to the... I guess I can. I keep leaving until I'm out of whatever I was in. So now there's a chest back in the top space. So then I take that, I go back into a jar of some kind. I can now flood the chest. The enchanted chest is not here at the moment. I can flood the chest, go and grab the oobleck, come out of the chest. I have an oobleck in my hand. I have a key down below. I then have an enchanted chest behind the door, safe from water. Can I do anything with that? And of course, I can turn the oobleck into a key, so I have a key again. Okay, let's say, well, okay, I might take that. No, I've destroyed this. I destroyed the copy chest in order to get the oobleck. So I just probably have a bunch of jars left over. What if instead of a jar, I take the chest down to the key? Yeah, so like instead of the oobleck, I take the chest, take it down to the jar where I've got the copy of the key. I then move. Okay, so I took a key, or no, that's right, there's a jar, and I have a chest. I have the chest and a jar. No, it's still, let's just say it's a key. I haven't done all that stuff yet. So I take the key, I jump inside the chest. The oobleck turns into a key. I move. Okay, brain just everything's starting to spin. This is a lot of things. I do the thing with the chest. I have. Okay, I do the thing with the chest. I can make. A copy of that room with the enchanted chest sitting where the unlocked thing is. The key is also sitting in there. I now have a jar down below with the chest safe, accessible, and a key which I can pull out at some point. Okay, so I have a that leaves me with a jar down below with the key and the accessible enchanted chest. That leaves me with I have or just a regular chest down below. I can use to make more jars. I probably have a whole spew of jars that I created that have void spaces access. Void space access. Can I then do something? Let's say I turn that chest. Something happening. What are you saying? Oh, my controller disconnected because it was off for too long. That's a bad thing. That means Recursed is probably not gonna return the controller to working. Oh, look at that, it's working. I pressed a button before it was done turning on, so now that's forever stuck. I'll fix that in a sec. I'm still thinking. This is a thinking stream. No one's going to be interested in watching this. It's okay, I can turn it into a bonus video. By the way, have you been... well, this new cheese idea I found does work, but I think it's not much better than the actual solution. Oh, good for you. Yeah. Okay. Glad you're coming up with new cheese. Alright. So I have a chest down below. A jar that has the key and the ability to move the enchanted chest. If I turn... I don't know what... turn that chest into a... I don't know, a new black? It's stuck down below. I now have a jar with the key. And black could be another key. Turn it into a key? I don't know. Well, yeah, just the black. I grab. So let's turn it into a new black. I go back into the jar that has the key that I have access to, and of course I can adjust the enchanted chest out of the doorway. Okay, I hop back out with the key in my hands. The oobleck in the room turns into a key. I can hop in one of the old jars that I have lying around, grab the enchanted chest, pop out of the room. I have, hallelujah, a enchanted chest and 2 keys down below, which is more than I started with. I have created matter. I have created matter. I have 2 keys down below. So not useful for the purposes of unlocking doors, but I have keys. I have more than I started with. Ah, the power! Yes, the power. I've created a second unusable key. Victory. Well, it means I did something, right? You have become the god of keys stuck in a pit. Hey, at the end of the day, I did something neat, right? I have more than what I started with. That's gotta... that helps. Maybe? Alright, so I have 2 keys down in a pit. And I still have the old enchanted chest that I managed to save from destruction. What do I do with it? At the end of the day, the key down below, its main purpose... Oh. Okay. I can have an enchanted chest. I can turn that key into another black, right? No, hang on. What can I do with that key that I have a second of? I can turn it into a... Man, I gotta do something with this. Reminds me of my last D&D session where a character asked a god to turn him into a god. He became the god of peanut butter. Good job. You got what you asked for. I gotta be... I did a thing. What can I use keys for? I already redetermined that I cannot turn the key into an oobleck. It'll only get me another key for entering the thing with a key. It becomes an oobleck. Or the oobleck becomes a key. So I wind up with a jar. I'm still in the same predicament where I want to get 2 ooblecks up top to copy the jars that have keys in them, which doesn't do anything, so I might as well just copy the keys. But then I just managed to get 2 ooblecks up top somehow. How? I can't. I would like... What I really want is a key. Well, then I've already solved the problem if I've got that. I can turn the enchanted chest into an oobleck. I can have as many keys as I want, but it doesn't do me any good. Can I turn the key into a chest? What? I gotta do something with this. Can I turn a key into a chest? So I enter there. Let's say the enchanted chest is in the room at the moment. I can hop in the chest. With the... No, that it just turns into a key again. I want to unlock the door and then grab an oobleck. That's not... It's not viable, unfortunately. All that work to duplicate the key, but it's still stuck down below next to the first one. How is this both a genius and destruction incarnate? I did all that work. It basically means if I have a chest and I have a key, I can make more keys. But it still requires the enchanted chest, right? Does it require the enchanted chest? I don't know. I lost the whole process to get to that second key. It's gone at this point. I'll have to watch back through my stream and follow my own instructions and fail to follow the instructions like for 30 minutes until I get it right. So I did all this stuff. At the end of the day, you can't take a key into that room and walk away with an oobleck. It's just not viable. If I could at least... Is there a way... Can I turn a key into a chest at least. If I could at least do that. But again, there's just no way to utilize that key. I mean, I can use the chest to become an oobleck to then turn into a key. That's no good. No good. Can I at least... Well, yeah, so an oobleck is no-go. I cannot turn a key into an oobleck. I can turn a key into 2 keys. As long as I have a chest. Even if it's not enchanted. I can use an enchanted chest to get a key. I think. Is it true that I can just also make a chest into an oobleck? I think I'm getting to that point where, again, I am just drained on this puzzle, and I'm not going to get any more done without the ability to resume thinking again. Alright, I need to disconnect this and reconnect it real quick. Alright. So, now turn the controller back on. Do not press one of the buttons as it is turning on. Click on the game. Nope, nope. Give that back. Give that back. What are you doing? The game crashed. Well, so much for all that. Bye, 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 game. Alright, it's all working again. Well, at least you made a little bit of progress on each puzzle. Yeah. Wait, did I get progress on all the puzzles? Wait, which puzzles have been working in again? I've been working on low tide. That's the one. I think I've discovered how to make a second key down below, where it's hopefully gonna get used for something. Borrow, share, and low tide.